Alright, y'all, and welcome to similar figures. Now, what are similar figures? Well, essentially, we're just saying that we took a shape and we have dilated it. Alright? We have dilated it to become larger or smaller by using a scale factor. Now, let's take all the things that we've learned so far and say, you know what, hey, check it out. I see here is a solid number on BC, okay, and we know that the corresponding side to BC is, of course, going to be B prime, C prime. They have the same letters just with the primes, and we're saying this is going from 12 to 24. By the way, anytime you go from a letter to the same letter with a prime, the things that just have the normal letters, that's your starting point. And I don't think I made that clear in the previous video. So you might want to go back and check in the previous section to say, like, okay, even though this shape is over here on the left or this shape is on the right, make sure that you're looking at the letters to see which ones are just like your standard letters A, B, C, D. The ones without the primes, those are your starting points. Okay, well, with that being said, let's take a look. Since this is our, what we're going to, remember we said the number that we're going to is going to go on top. So we're going to say 24 divided by 12 will give us a scale factor, 24 divided by 12 of 2. Now, what are we really saying here? Well, we're going to take AD, and we're going to say, you know what, for AD to be equivalent to A prime, D prime, we actually have to go ahead and multiply this by a scale factor of 2. Okay, and so what's that going to look like when we set it up as an equation? Well, let me kind of clear this off real quick. Perfect. And so we'll say this. We'll say, you know what? In our nice, beautiful orange color, we're going to say 2 times. And what is AD? Well, AD is clearly 2x plus 6. Okay? We're going to say, you know what? That is going to be equal to the new side of 8x minus 5. Okay. So we have a little proportional reasoning here. We know 2 times 2x will give us 4x. 2 times 6 will give us 12. And this equals 8x minus 5. Alright, well, of course, we can subtract our smaller x. And once we do that, we have 12 is equal to 8x minus 4x will give us 4x minus 5. And from there, of course, we can go ahead and add 5 to both sides. Now 12 plus 5 will give us 17 is equal to 4x. And y'all know this. We go ahead and divide both sides by 4. Turns out x is equal to 4.25. Okay, so we know what x is, but did that answer the question? Well, of course not. This is pre-AP geometry. We want to know what is the length of AD. Okay, so let's just kind of erase this and we can rewrite AD. Looks like, A prime D prime is this line right here. Let's just go ahead and write in a different color. It is that 8. It is that 8 parentheses minus 5. And check it out. We know that our x value is this nice 4.25, which for this, I'll use a calculator. If I had to guess, I would say it's 32. But you know what? We always want to use a calculator. 8 times 4.25. Oh, and see, you know what? There's my mistake. I said 32. It was 34. And guys, 34 minus 5 will give us 29. So it turns out that the length of A prime, D prime was 29. By the way, guys, this is one of the hardest concepts for a lot of students, putting the scale factor into the equation. So please, please, please make sure that you follow me into our second example so you don't miss this. Okay, I know it says number 3, but of course this is in fact our second example. Now, if you'll take a look right here, we have our starting, let me use a different color, we have our starting letters of AE, and that we know to be 10. And we're going to our corresponding side with the same letters, just with primes, A prime, E prime, we're going over here to 25. So remember, how do you set up your scale factor? Well, it's to the shape that we're going to. So here we're going from smaller to larger. So we're going to put our larger side 25 on top. Now guys, most of you know this. 25 divided by 10 is of course 2.5. And this is in fact our scale factor. Now how in the world are we going to set up these other equations? Okay, so let's think about this. What are the sides that we're given? Well, we're given AB, and we want to make it congruent to A prime, B prime. Well, clearly that's not true right off the bat. So we're saying, you know what do we have to multiply by AB by in order to make this true? And we multiply it by our scale factor of 2.5. Okay, so hopefully you have our scale factor written down. And what would it look like to multiply this by a scale factor of 2.5? Well, we'd write 2.5 times our expression is equal to, and here we know AB is this nice 4x plus 3, and we know our A prime B prime is this nice 16x minus 20. Okay, well guys, 2.5 times 4, let's see, once again, I highly encourage you to use a calculator. My guess is 10, but let's find out. 2.5 times 4, yep, 10x. 2.5 times 3, I think that's 7.5, but let's just check it out. Yep. Okay, and then we write our 16x minus 20. Now from here, I rushed this through the last time, but ask yourself, whenever I have x's and constants on both sides, what do I want to move first? Of course you want to move the x's. And we'll move our smaller x, so minus 10x, minus 10x, and we get 7.5 is equal to 16 minus 10 is 6x minus 20. Okay, well now to get x by itself, we know we get rid of our subtraction by adding 20 to both sides. And guys, whenever you're adding, not subtracting, but when you're adding, we can just add those whole numbers. 20 plus 7, 27, drop our 0.5 is equal to 6x. Well, let's divide both sides by 6, and we're going to get this. X equals, once again, go into my calculator. It's okay to take your time here. 27.5 divided by 6 will give us 4.58. Now, what are we looking for? Are we looking for A, B, or A prime, B prime? You got to go back here and you got to say, oh, you know what? On this one, we actually want to know what is AB itself. Okay, so I know AB here is, let's go ahead and switch up in this nice orange, or this red, why not, is this 4x plus 3. And of course, guys, what is our x value? Well, it's that 4.58. Okay, last time we'll have to go to our calculator. We know that 4.58 times 4 will give us roughly 18.33 plus 3. Remember, 18 plus 3 will give us 21.33. And we, of course, say AB is equal to 21.33 inches. Alright, guys, I hope that this helped, and I'll catch y'all in our next lesson.